Hey there, pirates! Welcome aboard the Anime No Me channel. In the second season of One Piece, the story of the Straw Hat Pirates takes new turns full of excitement, mystery, and challenges. We'll break down everything that happens for you. The season begins with the crew sailing toward the last stop before the Grand Line, Logetown, the hometown of Gold Roger, the Pirate King. Upon arriving, Luffy discovers that his bounty as a pirate has now reached 30 million berries, which excites him immensely, although the rest of the crew is worried. There, Zoro meets Tashigi, a marine who resembles his childhood friend Quina. Meanwhile, the crew takes the opportunity to stock up on supplies. Zoro buys new swords, and Luffy visits the site of Gold Roger's execution. However, peace doesn't last long when Buggy and Alvida show up, capturing Luffy and tying him to the very spot where the legendary pirate was executed. Zoro and Sanji rush to rescue Luffy, while Nami and Usopp try to protect the ship from an impending storm. A mysterious lightning strike hits Buggy, allowing Luffy to escape, and the crew defeats their enemies. But the Marines, led by the relentless Smoker, soon arrive, forcing Luffy and his crew to flee. After this eventful stop in Logetown, the Straw Hats head toward Reverse Mountain, which leads them to the Grand Line. Nami reveals that they are now in the Calm Belt, a region surrounded by sea monsters and dangerous natural phenomena. After facing the fearsome Sea Kings, they reach the Grand Line and encounter Laboon, a massive whale blocking their path. In a moment of anger, Luffy accidentally hits Laboon in the eye, causing the whale to swallow the Going Merry. Inside its belly, the crew finds an island and is attacked by a gang of bandits, including Mr. Nine and Miss Wednesday, who are trying to capture Laboon. After a battle and learning more about Laboon, the Straw Hats leave, promising to return to help their whale friend. At Whiskey Peak, the Straw Hats make a stop and encounter disguised agents of Baroque Works. Zoro and Nami pretend to be unconscious, tricking the attackers and allowing the crew to defeat their enemies. During this fight, they discover that Princess Vivi from the kingdom of Alabasta is infiltrating Baroque Works to prevent her kingdom from being destroyed. Their journey then becomes a race against time to stop a civil war orchestrated by Crocodile, a Shichibukai, and the leader of Baroque Works. Their quest takes them to Little Garden, an island inhabited by two giants, Dory and Brogy, who have been in a never-ending battle for 100 years. The friendship between Luffy and the giants quickly grows. Their mission becomes complicated when Mr. Five poisons Dory, causing him to attack Luffy, believing the pirate is responsible. Meanwhile, Mr. Three and Miss Golden Week capture Zoro, Nami, and Usopp, imprisoning them in magical candles that can turn them into statues. Through great effort and bravery, the crew manages to free themselves and defeat their enemies. But the biggest challenge is still ahead. The journey continues to Drum Island, where Nami falls gravely ill. The crew is forced to seek medical help and meets Dr. Kuroha, who lives atop a mountain. Luffy and Sanji face many obstacles to bring Nami to the doctor, including attacks from wild creatures and the return of Pirate Wapol, who comes back to the island with evil intentions. After a major battle, Luffy defeats Wapol and his subordinates, defending Chopper, a reindeer he meets on the island. Chopper, a reindeer with extraordinary healing abilities, has a touching story with Dr. Kureha, which deeply moves the crew. After a moment of hesitation, Chopper agrees to join the Straw Hats, becoming the newest member and bringing new hope and energy to the team. With Chopper on board, the Going Merry set sail for Alabasta. The Alabasta arc is a long part of the story, so here's a simple and quick explanation. The Straw Hat Pirates arrive in Nanohana, a city in the desert kingdom of Alabasta. Luffy, very hungry, enters the city without waiting for his friends. In a bar, he sees a man named Portgas D, Ace fighting Captain Smoker, and ends up knocking both of them out. Luffy grabs lots of food, but has to run when Smoker gets up and starts chasing him. He leads the Marines to where his crew is, and Ace helps everyone escape. Later, Luffy reveals that Ace is his brother. Ace jumps onto the ship and gives Luffy a note before leaving, destroying some villain ships along the way. Vivi, a friend of the Straw Hats, sends a message to the king in Alabasta. The Straw Hats sail along a river, and after some adventures, meet Koza, the leader of the rebels, who welcomes them. Meanwhile, the Baroque Works villains, including Miss All Sunday and Crocodile, plot to overthrow Alabasta. They are ordered to find Luffy and his friends. In Alubarna, some villains kidnap King Nefertari Cobra, while Mr. Two disguises himself as the king in Nanohana, causing confusion. During this chaos, Crocodile tries to attack Vivi, but Luffy saves her. Crocodile says he will only fight for 3 minutes, yet he defeats Luffy and throws him into quicksand. Miss All Sunday appears and rescues Luffy, leaving him with Pell. When Luffy wakes up, he sees Usopp, but Miss All Sunday realizes that Mr. Two is in disguise. Karoo, a friend, flees but is pursued. Sanji appears and helps Karoo escape, while Vivi tries to reach the palace. Many battles take place. Chopper and Usopp fight Mr. Four and his dog, Nami faces Miss Doublefinger, and Zoro fights Mr. One. In the palace, Vivi becomes frightened as Crocodile tries to attack her, but Luffy saves her. Luffy begins fighting Crocodile, while Miss All Sunday takes the king to a magical stone that reveals a great secret. She also fights Marines and reveals her real name is Nico Robin. As a child, she was accused of causing shipwrecks. Crocodile defeats Luffy again, and they go to gather more information about the magical stone. He gets angry at Nico Robin for giving wrong information and attacks her, but Cobra steps in to defend her. Luffy appears again, injured, and starts to gain the upper hand against Crocodile. Even though he's hurt, he manages to defeat him but ends up poisoned. Nico Robin brings medicine to heal him. Luffy is able to get Robin and Cobra out safely before the place collapses. On the surface, Vivi calls for help, and when it begins to rain, the rebels and the guards stop fighting. Vivi declares that the nightmare is over and everyone rejoices. 3 days later, Luffy wakes up ready for new adventures with his friends. Before departing, they say their goodbyes to Vivi, who will always be part of the crew. When the Straw Hats leave Alabasta, Nico Robin decides to join them because Luffy saved her. She quickly befriends everyone, although Zoro remains a little wary. With that, the Straw Hat Pirates continue their journey in search of new adventures on the Grand Line. This season is marked by growth and change for the characters, introducing new allies and enemies as the Straw Hats face challenges that bring them closer to their goals, never losing the determination and adventurous spirit that define Luffy and his crew. This season of One Piece represents a crucial moment in the Straw Hats' journey, with the crew facing challenges that go far beyond simple battles against pirates. Their arrival in the Grand Line, encounters with new allies like Chopper and Nico Robin, and the growing conflict with Baroque works make this arc even more engaging. Each new obstacle shows how much Luffy's crew has grown and matured, both as individuals and as a group united by friendship and the desire to achieve their dreams. The confrontations with villains like Crocodile and the revelation of Nico Robin's motivations add even more tension and excitement to this season. Luffy's fight against Crocodile, for example, is not just a physical battle, but also a reflection of the protagonist's growth and resilience. Furthermore, Luffy's relationship with his new companions, such as Chopper and Robin, strengthens, with each bringing something unique to the crew, both in abilities and personal history. By the end of this season, the Straw Hats say farewell to Alabasta, but not before facing the greatest test of their lives up to that point. Robin's joining the crew and the promise of new adventures mark only the beginning of an even more challenging journey. With Luffy's unwavering determination and the unconditional support of his friends, the crew is more ready than ever to face the mysteries and dangers that the Grand Line still has in store. That was today's content. We hope you liked it and want to share your opinion on the subject. Don't forget to share the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and stay amazing.